So with Islam on the rise, let me give you 3 ways to disprove Islam using their very own hadith. Number 1, the revelation that Muhammad received in the cave came from an angelic being who left him feeling very fearful, depressed, and on the verge of wanting to unalive himself many, many times. Now, Muslims claim that this angelic being was the Angel Gabriel, but if you align this Angel Gabriel to the Angel Gabriel within the Bible, you will find that these are 2 very, very different spiritual beings. So the Angel Gabriel in the Bible, who visited Daniel twice, Zachariah, and Mary, he was not violent. He always introduced himself, and he always left the people that he encountered feeling very hopeful, encouraged, and inspired. Thus, we can conclude that the Angel Gabriel within the Bible and the Angel Gabriel of the Muslim religion are not the same Gabriels, and we can find this encounter recorded in the Sahih al-Bukhari, chapter 3, verse 1.
So in order for you to believe that Muhammad was not a false prophet, you have to believe that the encounter he had at Mount Hira was real. Not only that, but you also have to believe that the spirit that he encountered was Angel Gabriel, which I 100% don't agree with. That is one of my main reasons of leaving Islam, because after I found out that Muhammad never had Angel Gabriel tell him, I am Gabriel, calm down, it's okay, da 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 da, you're gonna be a prophet, da da da, you know, Angel Gabriel never told Muhammad this. Well, first of all, Muhammad, like she said, was frightened. And Muhammad even wanted to commit suicide because he truly believed that what he had encountered was a jinn, an evil spirit. And so Muhammad went to Khadijah, and Khadijah was the one that was trying to calm him down, right? To reassure him. And Khadijah, his first wife, took him to her cousin, Waraka ibn Nawfal. I am sure I'm butchering that name, but Waraka knew the gospel and the Torah in Arabic. Not only that, but he also had written works, right? It was Waraka that told Muhammad, what you encountered was Angel Gabriel. So without Waraka, a human, Muhammad would have never known that it was Angel Gabriel. Because again, the spirit that Muhammad encountered was never revealed himself as Angel Gabriel. In Revelations, it talks about a false prophet and Satan working together to confuse mankind. And I truly believe that this is what we're dealing with when it comes to Islam. Muhammad working with Satan and not actually encountering Gabriel, but instead encountering Satan. When I was Muslim, I don't know if it was taqiyya that people were practicing, but a lot of Muslims would say Muhammad was from the desert. He didn't know about the gospel, the Quran. This is the miracle of Muhammad because he didn't know about Christianity or Judaism, right? And there was no possible way for this to have been created by him, But that is lies, because Muhammad, when he was 9 years old, he actually had encountered a monk, a Christian monk, who had told Muhammad, oh, you're gonna be a prophet. So a lot of Muslims say, oh, you're an Islamophobe if you say that Muhammad was a warlord. No, that is facts. Muhammad was a warlord. At the beginning of his early years of preaching, he barely had anybody wanting to revert. A lot of the people that converted to Islam were family members. After his family members, there were around 100 people that started converting. And it wasn't until he started literally becoming a warlord in 624, you start to see more people converting to Islam. Muhammad, when he was 9 years old, like I said, because he was a merchant, he had encountered plenty of Christians, plenty of Jewish people, because there were Jewish people living in Medina. There were a lot of Christians that would go to Mecca to trade. And not only that, but like I said, because Muhammad was a merchant, he used to travel to Syria at a young age with his uncle, and he used to encounter a lot of Christians. And so you have to be a fool to believe that Muhammad never knew about Christianity or Jewish people when there were plenty of people around him and people that he had already encountered that were Christians, that were Jewish people. And it's crazy to me that Muhammad actually, his first earliest followers, he had sent them to a Christian kingdom in order to be protected. And later on in his lifetime, he is slaughtering Jewish people and Christians alongside pagans. And I think that is insane, because the very people that helped him, he then turns around and slaughters. A lot of Muslims do not talk about Waraka being the one that told Muhammad about Angel Gabriel, because again, without lies, Islam dies. I love when Christians say that, because it is so true. In order for you to believe in Islam, you have to believe in the lies. You have to believe in the lies not only that modern Muslims tell you, but also in the lies of the past Muslims. Only Jesus is the King of Kings, and Muhammad, I truly believe, wanted the glory that Jesus had, wanted the impact that Jesus had. A lot of Muslims will say, oh, Muhammad, he lived a very modest life. There is nothing modest about Muhammad. Muhammad literally wrote to kings inviting them to Islam. Jesus never did that. Muhammad had female slaves, concubines, what your right hand possesses. And again, Jesus never did that. Jesus had many people following his footsteps because of his miracles, because of who he was. He was God. And a lot of people recognize that. Muhammad had many wives, more wives than regular Muslims are allowed to have. And of course, oh, it's because God told me. Muhammad literally married his adopted son's wife. I mean, come on now. There is nothing modest about that.